Hey everybody, Cornfed Lady here, and today I'm going to make a little bit different kind of video. I wasn't really planning on making a video about this, but this area over here needs regraded. From where we moved, one of our pigs, she had been staying in this area, and it's got a little bit of some pit holes, like where the water barrel was, and she kind of dug that out a little bit. She had a little mini wallow. There's kind of an old pit. And then we also have a ridge line where the fence used to be along this side, and another one along the other side. So those ridges need knocked down. There's also a little bit of a hill. I don't know if you can tell it on camera. There's a little bit of a rise back in here in the area. So I'm going to use the tractor, and I'm going to rip the high spots and smooth it into the low spots. And you guys just get to watch me do a little tractor work today. So like I said, it's a little bit different kind of video, but I thought I'd just take you along. Now, I haven't forgot about the potato harvest video. I'm getting ready to do that sometime probably later this week. So today's just a little bit of tractor work for you guys to enjoy. That's good, chickens. So before I can start ripping the ground up, I'm gonna have to turn these teeth around so that they're pointed down and forward so that they'll rip into the surface of the ground. And then after I get the ground ripped up in those high spots, then I'll use the back end of this box back here to smooth the ground out nice and even. That's the plan anyway, so let's see how it goes. Let's get these teeth turned around first. So you may have noticed I've been going back and forth and up and down the same kind of strips over and over. And the reason why I do that is because the teeth in the box spreader are spaced out. So we've got a tooth buried under this clump of mud here. And there's another tooth over there. They're like a foot or so apart. So we've got 4 teeth in there, but they're spaced apart. So when you're grinding on the ground, it'll leave these lines that are spaced out, and then the space in between kind of gets missed. So then you go back over it again, but you kind of scooch over a little bit so that the next row of lines goes in between those lines. So that's why I'm going back and forth the same area over and over. And I ripped down this little ridge on this side first. And then I started ripping down this little rise. It was like a little hump next. So I think I've got most of the tall spots on this side done. I've just got one more ridge along this edge here to rip down, and then I'll start smoothing this dirt into some of those holes I showed you. Okay, so I got all the high spot. Oh gosh, it really smells like pig poo over here right now. Okay. I guess I stirred it up. So I got all the high spots knocked down now that I wanted, the ridge on either side and that little high rise over there. So now I'm going to start pushing some of this extra material, because I don't know if you noticed while I was doing this, I was piling up some dirt here and there. So this extra material I'm going to now push into these holes. I don't know if you can really see a lot of this three-dimensional depth on camera, but there's some holes and there's some piles of dirt. So I'm going to start moving this around, smoothing this area out. And then once I get all this done, we're going to reseed it and let this turn back into nice smooth lawn at the end of the driveway there. Well, I made a pretty good mess right there. Got stuck a little bit with my tires. The teeth are still down in my box, and I do not want them still down because they're still digging in, and I don't want to still dig in. So I'm going to flip these teeth back around up top here, and then I'm going to go back over it again with just the box, no teeth, and smooth it out real nice. That's just about gonna do it for today. I did get everything cut down that I wanted, and I filled in these couple of holes that were bothering me here, the little ankle breakers. There is a spot in the back here though where the tractor kind of sank in. It's a mushy spot. right here. It had a lot of like organic material other than dirt, like sticks and leaves and hay and straw and stuff in there. So it was kind of wet and mushy from all the rain we had gotten. And of course, with all the, you know, ripping of the surface of the ground, it just made it even mushier. So this kind of mushy spot, I got it as best as I can for now. But you can see there's still some tire tracks that are kind of, you know, wavy through the mush here. But I've got it smoothed out about as best as I can for now until this area dries out a little more. And then I'm actually going to, it looks like this part, and I know you can't tell from the camera, but this part right here is a little bit higher and this part is still a little bit low. So next time after this dries out, this little swampy spot, I'm gonna rip a little bit off of this high spot and finish filling in this low spot, and that'll just about finish this area. So it should be nice fresh lawn again, nice and smooth. These coonies aren't too hard on the land. They don't dig up much, but they do require a wallow, you know, so that they don't get too hot during the day. So we do have some wallows dug, and if you know pigs, you know that once you start a wallow, they'll continue digging. And they'll dig all the way down to China if you let them. So we get pretty big holes from that. And also around the watering, the water barrels, water drips out, makes puddles and little muddy spots. So there are a couple of little spots that will need fixed after you move the coonies off of an area. But it's not like they trash the whole thing. And there's still fresh grass in there and everything. Oh. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, and y'all have a good one. Stay cool where you are, and we'll catch you next time with the potato harvest.